Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I was just sitting here doing my daily, I don't know. I have the same routine in the morning, and maybe one of these days I will do a video on my morning routine, if you will. I have my coffee here, and so grab a cup of coffee and we're going to go ahead and get started. But today, I thought we would talk about some of my, and I'm looking down because I have notes that I've taken things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. But today we're going to talk about some of my top money saving tips. First of all, thank you for being here. If you have not already subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you have already subscribed, if you would hit that like button, that helps me out a ton. And I would really appreciate that. So subscribe and like. Okay. So the first thing I did was set a budget for myself. I wrote down every single bill I have, any money that goes out of my checking account. I wrote down everything, for Netflix, everything. And then you need to make cuts within that budget to help you. The cuts you make and the money that you save from making those cuts, you can allocate that money then to go directly into your savings. And this happened years ago, but one of the first cuts I made is I cut cable. I use Wi-Fi at home, but I don't have cable. I do Netflix, I do Hulu, and I am just fine. I don't miss any of it. I don't watch the news anyway because it's just depressing and horrible. But so I stay away from cable. I just have the Wi-Fi, and it works great for me. So that's just a suggestion of somewhere you could make a cut in your budget. And then that $150 or whatever it would be for you to have cable, that money then can go directly into your savings. That's less money that you're spending out. Now, I want to preface this whole thing too by saying I am not perfect at this at all. I am constantly growing and learning and changing my budget. So there's that. Okay, number 2. Stop spending. I recognize that I can get bored like in the evening, and I'll see somebody talk about anything for the house, beauty, whatever. And next thing I know, I'm on Amazon or some other site and I'm buying it. So it's out of boredom, and I know that. It's a way to pass the time, but just stop doing excess spending. I use the 30-day rule, which means if I have a larger purchase, now I don't do this on small things, but for larger items, I'd have the 30-day rule. And the 30-day rule is basically I give myself 30 days to decide if that is something that I need or I should be spending my money on. And after 30 days, if I've decided that, yes, I really need that item and I'm willing to spend the money on it, I allow myself to buy it. Increase income would be the 4th thing. I use a lot of different apps, and I'm going to tell you about those apps to help when I do spend money, to help me get money back. 9 times out of 10, I do purchase things on sale, but even buying things on sale, there is a website called And I'm going to have a link down below that you can use to go to that. Sometimes they even, upon you signing up, will give you so much money in your account. I don't know if they have different offers all the time, so I don't know what their current offer is, but I will put my link down there, and I would appreciate it if you would use my link. It helps me out. It's not, I don't get like a kickback from them or anything, but it does help me because I get a reward for referring, so that would help. But anytime I shop anywhere online, I have it on my computer. It automatically tells me if there is a deal or whatever for that website, for that company, whether it's Amazon, now Amazon is on there sporadically. It's not on there all the time, but Nike, any store you can imagine is on there. So anybody can use that. And then what they do is it'll say, oh, we're offering 3% cash back. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but every penny adds up. So you go to the website. It doesn't cost you a dime to do this. It's free. So through Rakuten, then you go to Nike. Well, I have it on my computer, so it automatically does it for me. If I purchase something, let's say from Nike, and my purchase is $200, I get 3% of that money back. And then it'll show me how much I have accumulated and saved from shopping using the Rakuten website. Then once you hit a certain amount, and I don't remember off the top of my head what that limit is, then you can get that money sent directly to your bank account. You can have them send you a paper check, whatever you're comfortable with. I usually just have them automatically deposit that into my checking account. And it's a nice way to have, that's just money back to you for money that you have spent out. And then that money goes right into my savings. This is horrible, but I used that a lot when I worked, when I was working, because I was in charge of purchasing all of we're going to have a visitor, I think, all the office supplies for the company. So I would just go to Rakuten, go through Office Depot or Office Max or whatever it was, Staples, whatever, and that's who we used, and they would offer so much cash back. Well, then I would go ahead and place the order, use all the company information, use the company credit card, and it would credit me. This is just back-ended. I guess it's kind of sly, and just, I wasn't stealing from the company because it wasn't like they were being charged anything, so I wasn't stealing a thing. I was just being smart and using this website to increase my savings, I guess. And then I would make the purchase, and then I would earn rewards based upon those purchases. I'm not going to tell you that was probably the most ethical thing I've ever done, but I did it. The other app, and I just started using and I'll have a link to this one too. I think it's called Get Gas now. I just downloaded it and used it for the first time yesterday. It tells you the gas stations close to you. Now in my area, it seems to be BP's and Circle K. So I go to the gas station. It lets me know, at this gas station, you can save 10 cents for every gallon you purchase. So you fill you go to it, you check in at that location. It asks you for the first 6 numbers of your card that you're going to use and the last 4. And then you enter that. It saves the card for you. You go ahead and pump your gas, and then it processes through the website, and then like 24 hours later, it shows that you have a savings. And I don't know on this app, I just started, like I said, I just started using it. I saved $1.26. So I spent $41 in gas, and I'm going to get $1.26 back. And again, it's not a lot, but I care about every penny. Then once you reach a certain amount, I'm sure there's a minimum amount that you have to reach, but once you reach that certain amount, that money can either go into your bank account, which is what mine will do, and it'll go right into my savings, or you can get gift cards for restaurants, all kinds of things, shopping, whatever. And the same is with Rakuten. You can get gift cards, and it's just free money. So that's a way that you can increase your income. You can also find a side hustle. So you could, if you're working full time, you could also, drive for Uber Eats or something in the evening just for extra money. You could clean offices. I mean, there's a million different things that you could do as a side hustle, and then that money could go directly into your savings. I actually knew a girl that used to bartend at a bar, and she only did it. She had a nice job, but she did that because the money she made at the bar and tips and her income, that money all went into a savings account, and that's what her and her family used to go on vacation every year. So it just as an idea. YouTube could be my side hustle. I mean, I'm not to a point that I'm making any money on this. This is basically something fun for me right now, but I'm hoping that someday, sorry, she's chewing a bone. I just want to make sure it wasn't one of my shoes because, we're still in pterodactyl stage. So, but yeah, someday I'm hoping that this channel will grow to the point, and I have some plans not to help it grow. I'm just hoping it grows naturally, but I'm going to be doing some different things that I'll share with you when those times come to help formulate this into almost a business. And I'm sorry, I keep looking everywhere. I'm so not used to this. I don't ever know where to look. So if that's distracting, I apologize. But okay. The next thing is to change your mindset. Set clear financial goals. It makes you aware of what you're spending and what you're spending your money on. Also, do not compare yourself to anyone else. Everybody has their own goals. So if you look at somebody and you think, why are you spending your money on that? Well, you don't know their situation. They may have that money that they spent this item that you think is ridiculous on. They may have had money allocated for such a purchase. So you don't know what other people's financial goals are. So do not compare yourself to anyone else. You are the only person who knows your financial goals, unless of course you're doing this with a partner. So there's that. Create a visual reminder. For the sake of the video and the length of said video, I will not be doing this on camera. I will be doing this, and so I will probably show you in another video. Pandora and I have some goals that we would like, or things that we would like to achieve, and we can only achieve those through our savings. Those things would be we even have a time period. Well, the first, let's start in order. The first one is, which a lot of people don't understand this goal, but this is something fun for me and the girl. But we want, in 2 years, we would like to have saved enough money that we can get I always want to say PT Cruiser, a Mini Cooper convertible. We just think it would be fun and just a fun summer car. We just want a fun car. If you know me, And you know about my children, especially my oldest, we are car fanatics. So I just think it would be fun, and especially with having her, and she's such a big girl. She'd look so cute sitting in the front seat, and anyway, driving around, it would just be so cute. Anyway, so that's our 2-year goal. It may take me 3 years, but it's a goal. And then our 5-year plan is to save enough money to be able to put an in-ground pool in my backyard. That may take longer as well, but it's our goal. So every $1.26 I save on gas, I'm going to sneeze and I apologize. Oh, it's coming. That adds up. Sorry. That $1.26, you know, when I'm digging for the the pool to be put in, that $1.26 is going to be used in on our goal, or, that $1.26 is going to go towards the car. It sounds ridiculous, but it works. So I will be creating a board, basically a vision board for my savings. Number 7 is lower your cell phone plan. Every 6 months, and it's not just cell phone, cable, Wi-Fi, you can lower your bill. I call every 6 months. They probably hate me I use Spectrum. They probably hate me at Spectrum, and they probably hate me at Verizon. But I call every 6 months and find out if there's any way that I can lower my bill. I am a absolute freak about it. And a lot of times there are deals or specials or whatever that I can do. And I tell them up front, I am not adding anything. I just want to know if I can lower my bill. And that has worked for me. It actually does. And then any money that it gets lowered, because my budget's already set for whatever it is per month, any money that comes off of that money then gets allocated right to my savings. So I know how much is coming in, I know what can go out, and any money that's saved from that goes into my savings. Automate your savings. Always pay yourself first. Now, through my bank account, I cannot automatically, when I get paid, put so much into my savings. I do that myself. And honestly, with the way that I get paid and the way I have to set up my budget, every week is different. Some weeks are bill paying weeks. Some weeks are groceries and savings for the month. It just depends on the week. So I do this myself, but it's the first thing I do. I know when I get paid, and when I get up in the morning and I'm sitting here with my calendar and doing my gratitude and my budgeting and looking at my money and what I have coming up and what's going on, I know when I get paid. So I just pick up my phone and I transfer the money. And that's how I do that. The big thing I have learned, and I'm a girl, so if you're a guy watching this may not affect you at all, but don't spend money on beauty. Just do it yourself. And boy, is that true. I love going and getting my hair done. I love going and getting a facial. I love going and getting pedicures and manicures, and I have cut every one of those things out. I took my hair, as you can notice, back to the brown, and it's really late right now. It actually needs colored, but my hairdresser, if she's watching this, is horrified right now, but I color my own hair. I get my hair cut maybe once or twice a year and call it a day, because it's just, to walk into the beauty salon and drop over $100 is just not in my budget. And it's not an expense that I am not willing to spend $100 every 6 weeks to get my hair cut. That's dumb to me. So I won't do it. So that's what I do, is I color my own hair, and then I get it cut, trimmed, whatever, about once or twice a year. I also have a friend that I went to Christian school with who sells Color Street, which if you don't know what Color Street is these nail polish strips that you put on your nail, and it's easy, it's fast, and I don't have bottles of nail polish sitting all over my house or having to find a place to store nail polish. They come in a thin little like envelope, and I keep them in my refrigerator. I have a spot in my refrigerator for them just to make sure that they stay nice and cool, because it's nail polish. It's real nail polish, but it's like 95% cured. So it's sticky. They're like stickers. They stick on your nail, and then they'll last for like 2 weeks. So it's like having a manicure, and it's way less expensive than nail polish is expensive. If you're going to buy a quality nail polish, if you're going to buy $1 nail polish at the Dollar Tree, it's not going to look nice on you, and the color is usually crappy. But if you're going to buy a nice nail polish, those are $10 a pop. I pay $10 for this, but this lasts for 2 weeks. And I always have extra ones left, which I keep. I reseal the package that they come in, and then I stick those in my freezer. And then I have them for, like this is glitter, so I may do my other nails and do an accent nail with a leftover one. So do things yourself. And then finally, don't give up. You define your progress. Other people do not define your progress. You know, when you look at your bank account, what you have. You know that 6 months ago, you didn't even have a savings account, and now you have X amount saved. This is why during the whole Pandora thing, like I told you, I'm protective of my savings. And this is why, because, sorry, I trapper keeper. Because I have found to be just protective of my savings. There is a book that I wanted to share with you, and I watched a video, which I will link the video down below if you're interested in this. I don't think that this necessarily applies to everybody, but I think that there's always things that you can get from different books. The first one, well, I'll link this as well, and sorry for can you tell my pterodactyl dog got a hold of this? But anyway, it's You're a Badass at Making Money. So this is my next book. I've started reading. She destroyed it. I started reading her first book, and then that's my next one. So I'll be starting that book next week. The other book, and I don't have the book. Actually this morning when I was doing my affirmations and then I got on the computer, I started watching a video on this. I'm very particular, I guess is the best word, or I've gotten very particular on what I allow into my mind. So I try to watch things that are positive for me. Learning more, always growing about money, and bettering myself are things that I'm interested in right now. So those are the things that I've been putting into my mind. But the book is called Rich versus Poor Mindset, and it's probably after I read that book, then I will be reading this book. It just was very interesting to me. They talk about how there's a poor person that lives inside of each of us. We're not taught to be rich. They talk about not being a slave to a paycheck. A lot of this is that entrepreneurial, oh my gosh, why can't I speak? Being an entrepreneur and not being a slave to a paycheck. Without a paycheck, you find out who you are. Are you going to cheat and steal, or do you become a better person? to always be looking at the big picture and being able to prepare for bad times, because bad times are going to come. I look at the whole Pandora situation. I mean, I knew that that was a possibility, so I had been saving money for that. And I mean, thank God I had that money to be able to pay pay what I needed to pay to the attorney, and, make the payment to the other lady. Anyway, debt and tax make rich richer, poor and middle class poorer. Rich don't work for money. They acquire real estate. They don't use the stock market. You have to change your internal economy. I really like this part. If you think the economy is bad, that means that your economy is bad. People are scared to lose their jobs. Boy, isn't that the truth? I was very scared when I lost my job, but I am falling on my feet, and I'm finding ways of creating a business, which is what the YouTube thing is about for me, is creating a business for myself so I can be at home and focus on my schoolwork, and my business can grow for me from here. So having a college degree is important for me for a lot of different reasons. Whether in the future I am meant to use that degree, or whether I am meant to focus on a business for myself. There's somebody's outside, and I keep seeing them between the curtain moving, and it's catching my eye, so I apologize. But whether I actually use my degree or I grow a business, then I can work from home, which makes me feel, that's really honestly what I want. I want to be able to work from home, work for myself, be my own boss, not have to worry about, am I going to be late for work? Am I working to the expectations of somebody else? I want to work for my own expectations. I want to be able just to provide for myself. If that makes any sense, y'all might think I'm crazy, and maybe I am, but it's just kind of where my mind has been taking me lately. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not saying I'll never get a job again. But what would I rather? I would rather be at home and be able to work for myself. So, okay, well, that's really all I had for today. If you've gotten this far with me, God love you. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for being with me today. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.